Welcome to English Practice Today, where we do more than teach English. We help you discover your inner strength, recognize your abilities, and transform your life before opportunities slip away. This isn't just another feel-good video, and it won't always be comfortable to hear. Think of this as looking in a mirror. It's a gentle reminder and an important warning. If you have the courage to stay until the end, this might be the turning point where your life changes direction. You'll move from who you are now to who you were always meant to become. Your journey starts here. You've probably been told you're not smart enough, talented enough, or capable enough. Maybe people have ignored you, laughed at your dreams, or made you feel unimportant. Over time, you might have started believing these negative voices. You began thinking that staying quiet, playing it safe, and keeping your dreams small was the right choice. But deep inside, there's a part of you that knows this isn't the life you were born to live. There's a quiet voice in your heart that has been speaking since the day you were born, saying, "You have so much more inside you. Don't let anyone silence this voice. Don't let the world bury your potential under comfort, fear, and boring routines." That voice is still alive, even if you've been ignoring it for years. This message is for that voice inside you. Here's something important to understand. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they never gave themselves permission to be strong. They never became their true selves because they were too busy trying to survive as someone they were never meant to be. You have one life, one name, and one story. No matter what you've experienced or how many times you've fallen down, your story isn't finished yet. You can still change everything, no matter what the odds are against you. In this world, nobody really knows what one person can accomplish until they decide to become unstoppable. One life, no regrets. And this video is your training ground. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about permanent transformation. While you watch this, you'll not only rebuild your mindset, you'll also improve your English skills step by step, word by word, day by day. Don't watch this like any ordinary video. Watch it like a message from your future self, begging you to wake up before it's too late. This is for the dreamers, the overthinkers, the fighters, those who have failed, and the future top 1% who are about to rise from the shadows and change everything. This is your chance to become the person no one thought you could be. This is your moment to rise. One decision, one mindset, one opportunity. Let's begin. Lesson 1. The 1% Mindset. Only 1% of people ever break free from ordinary life. Here's why. The world is full of talented people with big dreams, smart ideas, and huge potential. But talent doesn't separate successful people from forgotten ones. Mindset does. The top 1% don't think like the other 99%. They're not motivated by comfort or looking for perfect balance. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They take action even when it's difficult, especially when it's difficult. The 1% don't care if it's raining, if they're tired, or if no one supports them. They're not working for applause. They're working for freedom. Mental freedom, financial freedom, and spiritual freedom. Most people do just enough to avoid feeling guilty about their lack of effort. But the 1% do whatever it takes, even when no one is watching. Picture this scenario. Two people wake up at 6 a.m. Both are tired. Both feel the weight of life's challenges. One person hits the snooze button. The other goes to the gym. One says, "I'll do it tomorrow." The other says, "If I don't do it now, I'll hate myself tomorrow." That's the 1% mindset. Act now or suffer later. Let me tell you about someone who understood this. There was a man who worked full-time at a warehouse. Every day, he lifted heavy boxes for 10 hours straight. Most people in his situation went home, collapsed on the couch, scrolled through their phones for 5 hours, and fell asleep. But this man was different. He got home, ate dinner, opened his laptop, and worked on his side business from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Not for a week, not for a month, but for 3 years. No one saw his effort. No one celebrated his hard work. But today, he runs a 6-figure business and doesn't lift boxes anymore. Why? Because while everyone else was resting, he was becoming dangerous. The 1% mindset is this: I don't need things to be easy. I just need them to be possible. I don't care how long it takes. I'm not stopping until I'm proud of who I've become. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll never begin. If you're waiting to be perfect, you'll stay stuck forever. The 1% don't need permission. They don't need motivation. They just need a reason, and their reason is bigger than their pain. So ask yourself right now, are you doing the minimum and hoping for maximum results? Or are you training your mind to do the work even when no one's watching, even when it's difficult, even when you're scared? If the answer is no, then it's time to change. This life doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards people who never give up. Welcome to the mindset of the 1%. It's not for everyone, but if you're still listening, it might just be for you. Lesson 2. Everything counts. There's a dangerous lie that almost every unsuccessful person believes. This little thing won't matter. Skipping one workout is fine. Sleeping in today won't hurt. It's just one unhealthy meal. It's just one missed opportunity. It's just one lazy afternoon. What they don't realize is that this is exactly how an average life is built. Not with one big mistake, but with 1,000 small compromises repeated every day. Success isn't one single event. It's not winning the lottery, going viral overnight, or having incredible luck. It's not even about natural talent. Success is discipline that builds up over time, done quietly, repeated daily, without applause, without immediate rewards, without anyone noticing. The painful truth is that failure works the same way. Let's go deeper. Every day, you are fighting a war, not against the world, but against your own mind, against your old self. The smallest decisions you make are the real battles. These are the turning points where your future is written. When your alarm rings and you hit snooze, that counts. When you pick up your phone instead of working toward your goals, that counts. When you say, "I'll start tomorrow," that counts more than you know. Why? Because every time you choose the easier path, you're training your identity. You're not just skipping a task. You're becoming someone who avoids pressure, who delays action, who runs away from challenges. You're literally shaping your self-image with every choice you make. Let me make this painfully clear. There is no such thing as a neutral habit. You're either building strength or building weakness. You're either creating confidence or creating regret. You're either saying to your future self, "I'm coming for you," or you're saying, "I'll try again next year." That's why everything counts. Your future doesn't care how tired you were. It only sees what you built. You may think no one sees your late-night studying. No one sees your quiet, hard work. No one sees you reading while others are partying. No one sees you walking away from distractions. And you're right. They don't see it. But you see it, and your mind remembers. That version of you who wins is born from those silent victories. You want self-respect? Don't wait for people to clap for you. Clap for yourself every time you do the hard thing, especially when no one's watching. You want results? Then stop chasing motivation and start building momentum. Momentum isn't built by excitement. It's built by stacking small wins. One healthy meal, one honest journal entry, 1 hour without distractions, one challenging workout, one act of courage. That's how you break free from your old self and build someone the world doesn't recognize. Here's the cold truth. Your goals aren't slipping away from you. You're handing them over, one tiny excuse at a time. That's why average people stay average. They keep thinking, "It's no big deal." But to the 1%, every step counts, every repetition counts, every bite counts, every minute counts. They know life is short and every wasted moment is a moment you never get back. So the next time your brain says, "It's just one day," you better answer back with fire, "No, this is my life, and everything counts." Lesson 3. You own you. There's a moment in life when you realize the most painful truth of all. No one is coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not the world, not luck, not fate. You are not a child anymore. You are not a victim anymore. The longer you wait for someone to save you, the longer you stay stuck in the same life you say you want to escape. Let's remove the comfortable illusions. You are the only person responsible for your life. You are where you are right now not because of your past, not because of your boss, not because of your country, not because of your parents. You are where you are because of the standards you've accepted for yourself. If that hurts to hear, good. It means you're ready to stop blaming others and start building your life. You own you. You own your time. You own your habits. You own your energy. You own your potential. You own your excuses. You own your results. You may not have control over the past, but you have complete control over your next decision. And that's all success needs. One decision made over and over in the direction of personal power. Now listen closely. Every time you say, "I can't focus," what you really mean is, "I haven't taken control of my mind." Every time you say, "I'm too tired," what you really mean is, "I haven't trained my body to obey me." Every time you say, "I don't have time," you're lying, because you own your time and you spend it on distractions. Want a different life? Then take ownership of every piece of your current one. You cannot build a new identity while making excuses for your old one. You cannot become unstoppable while blaming people who gave up on you 10 years ago. You cannot demand greatness while still carrying the attitude of a victim. Freedom begins with this declaration. No one owes me anything. Not the world, not my parents, not my partner, not my government, not my boss. I owe it to myself to rise, to fight, to build, to overcome. So when you fall, and you will, don't cry for help, get up. When you're afraid, and you will be, don't hide, take the step. When no one believes in you, and they won't, don't beg for support. Believe in yourself louder than their silence. You own you. That's terrifying, but it's also the most powerful truth you'll ever realize, because the moment you accept it, no one can stop you. Not your past, not your pain, not even your fear. You don't belong to them anymore. You belong to you. Lesson 4. If it was easy, everyone would do it. This lesson isn't just a quote, it's the most painful and most freeing truth in the world. It explains why most people never live the life they want, and it explains why you can. Let's go deep. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants the dream body, great relationships, confidence, purpose, peace, power, and financial freedom. Everyone wants to feel proud when they look in the mirror. But wanting isn't enough. Everyone wants, but few are willing. Why? Because once the excitement fades, once the YouTube video ends, once the music stops, once motivation disappears, only one thing is left: pain. Pain of discipline, pain of repetition, pain of doubt, pain of insecurity, pain of sacrifice, pain of being misunderstood, pain of waking up early, pain of saying no, pain of training when your body is broken, pain of studying when your mind is tired, pain of creating something when no one is clapping. That's why 99% of people never change. The second it stops being fun, they quit. They say, "This is too hard, this is taking too long. I'm not good at this. I don't see results. I'll try again later." They fold, they disappear. They go back to scrolling, complaining, and blaming. Here's the brutal truth. That's why you see the same people year after year talking big and doing nothing. But those who win, they know the truth. If it was easy, everyone would have it. If it was easy, there would be no hunger, no depression, no insecurity, no failure, no regret. Everyone would be rich, strong, respected, happy, fulfilled, and loved. But look around you. That's not the world we live in, because easy doesn't create excellence. Easy creates average. Let's break this deeper. There's a reason why pressure exists. There's a reason why growth is painful. If it were simple, no one would evolve. Your muscles only grow when they are torn. Your mind only expands when it is challenged. Your confidence only rises when you take risks. Your spirit only strengthens when it walks through storms. Imagine a giant mountain standing in front of you. You can see the top. That's your dream. Success, freedom, power, peace. It's right there, but there's no clear path. You ask others, "How do I climb it?" They say, "I tried once, but it was too hard." Another says, "I know someone who fell." Most just laugh and say, "It's not worth it." So you stand there, scared. But one day, you take the first step. It's steep. It's cold. Your legs burn. You slip. You bleed. You cry. There's no one there to cheer for you. At one point, you're alone on the side of the mountain. Hungry, exhausted, angry. Your brain says, "Why are you doing this?" Go back. It's too hard. This isn't worth it. That's the moment that decides your entire life. If you turn around, you'll go back to safety, to comfort, to a life where you'll never know who you could have been. But if you climb anyway, not because it's easy, but because you promised yourself you'd do it, you'll reach a place 99% of people never touch. Peace earned through pain. That kind of pride isn't fake. It's not a video or a social media post. It's a soul-level peace that says, "I did it when no one believed in me, when everything hurt, when it felt impossible. I did it anyway." So understand this. If it feels hard, good, it means you're doing something most people aren't brave enough to do. You're climbing. You're breaking limits. You're changing your story. Yes, it will hurt. But the pain of growth is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Repeat this to yourself every day. I don't want it easy. I want it real. I don't want comfort. I want greatness. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But I'm not everyone. Lesson 5. Stop dreaming. Start achieving. Let's be honest, dreaming feels good. It's safe, beautiful, and warm. You imagine yourself successful. You imagine the lifestyle, the body, the love, the recognition, the peace. You feel it in your heart. You say, "One day." But dreaming is dangerous when it replaces doing. Your brain can't tell the difference between imagining and achieving. So when you spend years dreaming, you start to believe you're making progress when really you're just fantasizing. Dreaming is fun, but achievement is work. Achievement is repetition. Achievement is messy. Dreaming is the vision. Achievement is the process. And the process isn't exciting. It's not perfect. It's not comfortable. It's waking up early when you're tired. It's doing the work even when you feel broken. It's failing, learning, adjusting, and doing it again. Dreaming is easy. Achievement is costly. You pay for your dreams with your discipline. You pay for your peace with your persistence. You pay for your purpose with your pain. Here's the problem. Most people spend their whole lives talking about what they're going to do, what they could be, what they might do. They never act because acting means risking your ego, risking judgment, risking failure. But here's the secret. Nothing will ever be perfect, but anything can be possible if you act. You can dream about writing a book, or you can start writing messy pages. You can dream about getting fit, or you can go on your first run right now. You can dream about success, or you can fail a few times until you figure it out. But the longer you wait, the more your dream becomes your excuse. Story. There was a man who loved music. He dreamed of being a world-class guitarist. He watched videos, read articles, and imagined himself on stage. He told people, "I'm going to make it someday." But the guitar sat in the corner of his room, untouched for 10 years. No practice, no songs, no learning. One day, someone asked him, "Why haven't you started?" He replied, "I don't want to start until I feel ready." But ready never came. Now he doesn't call himself a musician anymore. He just says, "Yeah, I used to want that." Don't let that be your future. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to feel confident. You don't need the right time. You just need to start. With shaky hands, with fear in your chest, with zero clarity, start anyway. Because the moment you start, you separate yourself from 90% of the world. And with every action, you move closer to becoming the version of yourself who doesn't need dreams anymore, because you're already living them. Lesson 6. Kill the boy, let the man be born. This isn't just a lesson. This is a ritual. The emotional death of who you used to be, so the version of you who can actually handle this life can be born. Most people want to grow, but they're still carrying the mindset of a child. They want power, but live for comfort. They want discipline, but avoid discomfort. They want success, but expect someone else to build the road. That's the boy in you speaking. And I don't mean a male child. I mean the version of you that's still addicted to validation, excuses, emotional reactions, soft mornings, blaming parents, waiting to be rescued, needing to be liked, and escaping responsibility. The boy in you wants to feel good before doing the work. The boy in you gets hurt and shuts down. The boy in you thinks hard things are unfair. The boy in you cries for sympathy instead of building strength. The boy in you needs people to cheer, to clap, to encourage. But the man in you doesn't need any of that. The man knows, no one is coming, and I don't want them to. This world isn't supposed to be easy. I was built to overcome it. Pain isn't a signal to stop. It's a sign that I'm waking up. Killing the boy isn't about hating your past. It's about outgrowing it. The boy was soft. He avoided responsibility. He chased pleasure. He feared being alone. He hid behind fake smiles and excuses. The man isn't here to be liked. He's here to build a life that earns respect, starting with himself. Example. There's a 32-year-old man still living at home. He wakes up late, plays video games, eats junk food, watches motivational videos, and does nothing. He says, "I want to start a business. I want to be fit. I want to be independent." But he never starts. Why? Because he's still carrying the boy in him. The boy who avoids discomfort. The boy who thinks success will come when he feels ready. The boy who still wants someone to tell him he's good enough. He's not a bad person. He's not stupid. He's not even lazy. He just never made the decision to grow up, to cut the rope, to take full ownership, to become a man even when it hurts. You know what happens? He gets older, but he doesn't grow. One day he wakes up with tears in his eyes and says, "Why do I feel like I missed my life?" It's because he never killed the boy. He protected him. He babied him. He listened to his voice. He prioritized feeling safe over becoming powerful. Ask yourself, how much of the boy is still inside you? Is he the one who scrolls instead of reads? Who fantasizes instead of works? Who blames instead of builds? Who waits for life to get easier instead of rising to meet its difficulty? Growth is violent. Evolution is war. Transformation is messy. Before the man can be born, the boy must die. Kill him, not with hate, but with honor. Look him in the eyes and say, "Thank you for surviving, but I'm not here to survive anymore. I'm here to conquer." Lesson 7. Nobody cares. Work harder. Now we go deeper into the coldest, rawest, most sobering truth in the world. Nobody cares, and that's your greatest gift. Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares how hard it is. Nobody cares what you've been through. Nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how unfair it is. Nobody cares that life broke your heart. Nobody cares that you tried your best. While that sounds cruel, it's actually the most freeing truth in the world. It means you're no longer a prisoner to anyone's opinion, approval, or sympathy. You are free. Now you have one job: work. Not for pity, not for praise, but for progress. The weak spend their lives waiting for help. The strong don't ask the world to go easy on them. They get better. They grow sharper. They rise. Let's break this down in extreme detail. You cry? Good. But still show up. You failed? Good. Now try again. You're exhausted. So is every warrior. Fight anyway. You want to quit? Of course you do. But if you do, remember, no one will care tomorrow that you almost made it. They only remember one thing. Did you win? Did you finish? Did you change your life or not? Nobody's going to push you out of bed. Nobody's going to stop you from eating junk food. Nobody's going to do your push-ups. Nobody's going to silence your distractions. Nobody's going to force you to grow. Because nobody cares. They're busy surviving too. Story. There was an athlete who had a coach, a team, and a fan base. After a terrible injury, he lost everything. No one called, no one showed up, no one cared. He tried to come back but failed. He tried again, failed. One day, he stood in front of a mirror, alone, broken, forgotten. Something clicked. He realized, they don't owe me a second chance. They don't owe me support. They don't owe me belief. It's me now, just me. He stopped crying and started training in silence. He worked while everyone slept. He got back on his feet, not because anyone helped him, but because he decided, even if no one claps, I will rise. Today, he's not just stronger. He's free. He doesn't need love to perform. He doesn't need sympathy to show up. He doesn't need validation to push through pain. He understood the truth. Nobody cares. Work harder. This is the lesson that separates warriors from everyone else. You want to win? Then do it without the audience, without the cheerleaders, without the support group, without someone checking on you. You are your own savior, your own fire, your own engine. So stop crying for understanding and start training like the world owes you nothing, because it doesn't. And if you're strong enough to accept that, nothing can stop you ever again. Lesson 8. Become unrecognizable. If you want to truly change your life, you can't just improve. You can't just get better. You can't just become a more polished version of your old self. You must become unrecognizable. Not slightly different, not 5% stronger, not a little more productive, but so transformed that even the old you wouldn't recognize the new you. Understand this. When people say they want change, they usually mean, I want to keep my comfort but feel proud. They want to stay familiar, stay soft, stay safe, but magically get results. That's not transformation. That's decoration. Real transformation isn't beautiful at first, it's not peaceful, it's not comfortable, it's brutal, it's violent, it's a complete demolition of your old beliefs, habits, reactions, excuses, and identity. To become unrecognizable means killing everything that no longer fits the future you want. Let's go deeper. You want confidence? Then you must destroy the part of you that apologizes for existing. You want power? Then you must burn the version of yourself that waits to be picked. You want purpose? Then you must cut off the distractions, the excuses, the fake friends, the soft mornings, and the small thinking. You cannot take your future to war while dragging your past with you. Example. There was a man who no longer answered to his old name. He was quiet, weak, nervous, always second-guessing. He had a normal job, normal habits, normal life. But deep down, he hated himself. Every day he walked past a mirror and felt disgust, not because of how he looked, but because he knew he could be more. One day, he didn't make a speech. He didn't post a status. He didn't declare change. He just started disappearing, not from the world, but from everything that kept him small. He stopped replying to nonsense. He started eating clean. He started training, reading, studying, saying no. He cut the jokes, cut the noise, cut the weakness. 2 years later, someone saw him. Same face, same name, but everything else was gone. They said, "You've changed." He replied, "No. I died, and this is who I chose to become." That's what it means to become unrecognizable. You don't just level up, you reinvent, reconstruct, and rebuild from the inside out until your new life no longer fits your old identity. Most people are scared to lose themselves. But the 1% know. You don't find yourself. You build yourself. Brick by brick, battle by battle, until the old version is so far gone it's hard to even remember them. That's the goal. Not improvement, transformation. Lesson 9. Take it personal. This world teaches you not to take things personally. They say it's immature, unwise, emotionally weak. But let me ask you this. What if the only way to truly change your life is to take it personally? What if the reason your dreams are still just ideas is because you're too emotionally detached from your pain? Let's be real. You see someone else living the life you want, and you just scroll. You hear someone say you're not good enough, and you just laugh it off. You look in the mirror and see the same weak version of yourself, and you just say, "It's okay, I'm trying." Stop that. Take it personal. Take it personal that people don't believe in you. Take it personal that your parents doubted you. Take it personal that the world moved on without you. Take it personal that you wasted months, maybe years, hiding from your greatness. Use that pain. Use that fire, don't numb it. Weaponize it. The greatest transformations in history didn't come from peace. They came from rage. Not rage at the world, rage at wasted potential. Rage at mediocrity. Rage at years of being ignored, doubted, silenced, overlooked. Example. There was someone who took everything personal. He wasn't invited, he wasn't picked, he wasn't noticed. Every time someone said, "You're not the one," he didn't smile politely. He wrote it down. He trained harder. He got quieter. He got sharper. While the world laughed, he sharpened his teeth. He never asked for revenge. He never argued. He just said to himself, "You'll see me again, but you won't recognize me." Years later, when he walked on stage, when his name echoed through the world, the same people who doubted him said, "How did he do it?" He didn't say much, but if he did, he would have said, "I took it personal." That's the secret. You want change? Then stop pretending everything's fine. Let it hurt. Let it burn. Let it become the fuel that makes you too dangerous to ignore. Lesson 10. The clock is ticking. You think you have time, but you don't. That's the lie that keeps people weak. I'll do it next month, when I feel ready, when life calms down, when I have more time. But the clock doesn't care. It keeps ticking. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Not in 10 years. Not ever. The clock doesn't stop for your pain. The clock doesn't slow down for your depression. The clock doesn't pause for your excuses. Every second it moves, and so does your future. You think tomorrow is guaranteed? People die with dreams inside them. People die with books they never wrote, with strength they never built, with love they never gave, with potential they never used. You are not special to time. You are not immune to regret. You are not protected by good intentions. You have now. That's all. Every second you don't act, that's not just time wasted. That's a version of you that never gets born. Example. There was a man who waited too long. He had a gift. He had time. He had fire. But he waited. He waited for motivation. He waited to be confident. He waited for the fear to go away. One day, he turned 60. He looked back and realized his entire life had passed by while he was planning. He had journals, notes, ideas, visions, but no results, because he ran out of the only thing that matters: time. He whispered to himself, "I thought I had more time." But the clock didn't care. Let that be your warning. Let that burn in your chest. The clock is ticking, and every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. You want to cry tomorrow or conquer today? You want to regret someday or rise right now? The difference isn't motivation. It's urgency. The clock is not your enemy. It's your reminder that you don't have forever. You have now. Use it before it's gone.